Good evening. You're watching Who's Winning 2019 with me, Gauri Dwivedi. I have Athir with me here in the studio. Before we get in the buzz points on the show, let's quickly address some breaking news that's coming in as we speak. All right, as far as Mission Shakti is concerned, we do have an image. In fact, a reporter has accessed the image as far as the satellite, the ASat missile technology is concerned. Let's quickly, in fact, put out that image. And before that, let's quickly tell our viewers that there is politics that's breaking out as far as the PM's address on Mission Shakti is concerned. The opposition has hit out at the Prime Minister saying that A, this is something that should have ideally been announced by the DRDO scientists, and B, this is something for which the government is looking to take credit for. Some of them have even knocked on the doors of the Election Commission. Let's quickly play out some sound bites, and then of course I want to get an Athir on this.
It is total political announcement. Who have the credibility, who have done this work, the scientists, they should have announced this. Why not DRDO? Why not ISRO? These people should have done it. It is their credit. It is nothing. It is Modi, no credit for Modi.
यहाँ हम बात कर रहे हैं राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा की, यहाँ की जियोपॉलिटिकल सिचुएशन की, और वहां वो व्हाट आई मे टर्म एज क्लेरिकल ऑब्जेक्शंस कि अब क्यों किया, चुनाव के बाद करते. कैन एनीबडी आर्ग्यू दैट सच सेंसिटिव प्रोग्राम्स should have been disclosed to anybody except those in command?
All right, as I said, let's quickly, in fact, take out that, put that image for our viewers to see. I said that earlier as well. As we began this broadcast, let's quickly put out that image that we have accessed of the satellite. And, you know, I want to get in Ashish as well on this story. And before I get in Ashish, Athir, let me come to you. As far as this particular story is concerned, exclusive visuals from Mission Shakti that we're going to play out, politics is speaking on this.
Well, absolutely. You see, these are the first visuals, Gauri, of ASat missile, which was launched today in the morning before the PM addressed the nation. And this is the very specific missile which had traveled 300 kilometers into outer space and had destroyed that dysfunctional satellite, which, you know, of course, is testament of the capability of India as far as, you know, outer space is concerned. So it's been a big message to the entire world. You know, China has carried out this, you know, sort of exercise in 2007, and 1 year later it came up with some, you know, a treaty along with a draft treaty along with Russia, saying that other nations do not have the license to carry out, should not have the license to deploy weapons in outer space, which was not acceptable to a number of countries in the world, including the US, but these are the first visuals of that ASat, you know, missile, which was launched clearly. So now that the Prime Minister himself took upon himself to come up with a message that, you know, here is another breakthrough in space research, in space capability of India. There is, of course, politics, because it's elections are around the corner. We saw that, you know, Sitaram Yechuri had gone to the Election Commission with a complaint, and now a meeting was held in the Election Commission. Opposition, you know, parties like Congress are trying to score some brownie points. They're saying they were the ones to initiate it, but now it turns out eventually, according to DRDO officials, there were hiccups. UPA did not carry this plan forward, but it was NDA which has been able to carry out this mission, which is now being talked about in the entire world. Especially, we have now reaction from China and Pakistan as well.
So as Athir is also pointing out, exclusive images that we are putting out for our viewers to see of DRDO's anti-satellite missile system on your screens that you can see. And, you know, Athir, as we talk about this image, these visuals that we are putting out exclusively, time and again, what Pakistan and China, the statements that have come out, is testimony to exactly why India needs to focus on its space program as well.
Absolutely. You see, India has to secure its interests, may it be national security, may it be economic interests, and that's what the country has been doing. That's the strong message that the Modi regime has been sending throughout the world. And therefore, we see that guarded statements which are coming from our neighboring countries, including China and Pakistan. But here you have a strong message, a political will that it will go to any extent to secure its national interests, its economy, its developmental interests, and that's the strong message which has been sent by the Prime Minister today, and which has created quite ripples, may it be within the opposition parties or even the Election Commission.
I want to quickly get in General Sivach joining us on the broadcast. General Sivach, while the Prime Minister very categorically clarified that the test was not aimed at any nation in particular, said that this is not against any country but is the defensive initiative of a fast-moving India. The fact is this test did place India into that exclusive club of which till now comprised of only US, China and Russia.
Absolutely correct. See, this shows in the world that we are the fourth country to have this capability of anti-satellite. This has got a lot of strategic implication. As on today, we did not have this capability of shooting down a satellite, which was a rogue satellite, which was a spy satellite, which was acting against the interests of the nation. But now, after having achieved this capability, we have displayed to the world that we are no more a soft power. In case for our national interest, if we need to have such a capability, we'll go for it. So it is a marked improvement. And second thing is a display of your capability and capacity in the world, that you are the fourth country to have such capability after America, Russia and China. So scientifically also you are advancing. You have also demonstrated your capability, and you have also sent a message to your potential enemy that in case if they do anything, we have a capability to shoot you down. So it is, though not denying the fact, this capability is defensive in nature. We are not going to use aggressively against it, but it also demonstrates our capability of emerging India, a new India, India which can guard its interests, and India which can go to any
have
extent
some details as far as the entire mission, as to the details in terms of the time-wise details of the entire mission, and what we have with us, the information, and we'll try and connect with Ashish Singh in a bit. The detection of the satellite took place at 11:08 hours, that is 8 minutes past 11 today morning. Classification of the satellite as enemy satellite took place 30 seconds later, and then clearance to destroy command came in there, and then the missile liftoff happened a minute later, and then of course we have the entire sequence. 7 minutes after the detection of satellite, the target was destructed. That is the minute-by-minute sequence of events that we have with us. General Sivach.
Absolutely correct. There's no doubt about it. You know, this you have demonstrated your capability that within time of about 3 to 4 minutes, a decision was taken, and then you could launch anti-satellite, and within next 3 minutes, that satellite was destroyed. So therefore, this capability of now destroying a hostile oblique, a rogue satellite in a lower orbit. In a lower orbit, mind you, that is a very important, because it does not leave any debris in the space. So this is shown that India has emerged as a very large power now in the world, and then we are capable of defending ourselves. We will go to any extent. And second thing is that it has also displayed that DRDO has a capability of having such, capacity of building a satellite which can destroy, a missile which can destroy the satellite. So actually this message is basically to China. We were finding it that there were some satellites which were rogue satellites which were trying to spy India. So this will send a message to all these countries that we have a capability now. And it also shows to the world that India is emerging as one of the regional power in this part of the area, and we will defend our national
to
interest,
the
whatever
Chinese
it may
and the
take.
Pakistani statements that have come out today on the mission?
No, Pakistani will automatically will be jittery because they will always try to read it differently. But in heart they know is that India has displayed its mind. But our worry is not this. You see, whatever Pakistan has capability, Pakistan can always beg and borrow from China. But India has to find its own interest. So therefore it was very important for India to have this capability, which we have displayed. And Pakistan and China obviously are not going to be very happy about it. They are trying to find faults in that. Why didn't they find faults when the China has displayed this capability? And this is an ongoing
No, but it's a very guarded statement, sir, that China has come out. And I'm going to read from that statement, which says that we have noticed, this is of course the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson, that we have noticed reports and hope that each country will uphold peace and tranquility in outer space. Though here is a country which conducted a similar test 12 years back.
Absolutely. And mind you that if China could conduct it 12 years back, why can't India do it now? It is basically a defensive tactic. It is not aggressive in nature. When China did it 12 years back, we did not raise anything. So it is only that we are trying to now have this capability. And
because I want to quickly get in former DRDO scientist as well with us on the broadcast. Sir, let me ask you the first question in terms of, we've spoken about the significance of this launch, but help us understand, sir, in your assessment, what this feat actually translates into in terms of India's capability.
See, I would say this translates into a big quantum jump in the military capabilities. Technologically, yes, the moment we had BMD capability, the ballistic missile defense capability, that means we acquired the capability of destroying the incoming ballistic missile in space. So, technologically, we had the capability to destroy satellite also. But now, today, we have actually, in Mission Shakti, we have demonstrated this, that yes, we can do it. And at the same time, there is a political will that yes, if something happens, if some country plays fishy with us, we are ready to go to this extent. So that way, combining the military capability or technological capabilities alone, they don't mean anything unless there is a political will to act. So I put it in this perspective that yes, today we have a big capability that if a country uses this kind of satellites against the people of India, we are ready to defend our people by destroying those satellites. We are a peaceful country. We have never crossed our borders. We have never attacked any other country. But today, with India's asset test, India has become the fourth nation. Now, if you compare with the rest of the three, we are the only country in the world which has this capability, but which has a history of not attacking anybody else.
Then, sir, let me then ask you this question. Obviously, that the next war, if I may say that, or any frontal attack, obviously is not going to mean 100,000 troops crossing LOC. That, we are behind that. That phase is behind us. Obviously, it's going to be in the space, which is where this technological feat is that very crucial.
Definitely. Today, you cannot have a war, you cannot win a war unless you have the space-based assets, these kinds of satellites and other space-based assets. And no country can afford to lose them. So, in case of a war, if you destroy an enemy's space assets, the enemy is finished. They cannot fight a war. Modern warfare is not about simply by sending your troops across the borders and fighting with the guns or the rifles and all that. That is also a part. You have to, once you reach out in a country, you acquire the land. Yes, that is required. But the much more important today is the space technology, the network centricity. The moment the satellites are destroyed, the ability to communicate, to get the information in the real time, that is destroyed. So as such, I have never been keen in destroying any other country's assets. But yes, if the country is inimical to us, we have a right to protect our citizens.
Okay. And sir,
So that-
also,
yeah.
sir, we also have the step-by-step details in terms of the mission that happened. 11:08 is when this mission started. 11:15 is when the destruction of satellite took place. That is the stepwise details that we have. Help us understand, sir, the crucial 7-8 minutes that followed.
No, see, when you have to, the first step in destroying a satellite, I don't have these details, all those details with me, but I can tell you in general, once you want to destroy a satellite in space, the first and foremost thing is that you have a capability to track it, to detect it, track it, identify it. There are so many thousands of satellites floating in the space. We must have a capability to identify the satellite which is inimical to us, which we need to destroy, and capability to track it. That is, tracking means its position in real time. Then the second thing is sending capability to launch a missile which can go and hit it directly. So that capability we have demonstrated. And the journey time, as announced by our Prime Minister, is 3 minutes. That is 100 kilometers per minute. We are traveling.
Right. And sir, what about the fact that many people have been talking about the debris as well, sir? Help us understand how crucial is that?
Hello?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
I couldn't get you. The question I couldn't get.
I am saying, sir, what about the debris question, the debris factor?
See, I don't think this is a question which should be raised. When the war takes place on Earth, there is a lot of debris on the Earth. War, there is no doubt that war is a destructive action. But if we are not prepared, if we don't acquire capabilities, our enemies are going to destroy us. So all this talk of debris, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, if every country, including America, including US, Russia, China, every country of the world agrees that yes, we will not use space for the purpose of military, it's a good thing, very good thing. We have heard it. But then they are not doing it. We are not the first one to do it.
No, absolutely. We are not the first one to do it. We are the fourth country. Mr. Gupta, then let me ask you this, sir, that the kind of statements that are coming in both from the Pakistanis as well as the Chinese, one of course did put out a very guarded statement, the Chinese, but the Pakistanis have actually come out with a statement which is quite very strange, because they have talked about militarization of space, though the Prime Minister was very clear that the intent is not to target any particular country. This is only to safeguard our interests.
Very true. Yes, we are not against any country. It is not, we have never attacked Pakistan. It is Pakistan which has attacked the number of times. We didn't attack China. It is China which came in 1962 and attacked us. And we are not the first one to destroy a satellite in space. These three countries have already done this. They have created a lot of debris in the space.
Right.
So we cannot be held responsible. But definitely, we are a country of 136 billion people, and we have a right to defend our people. So if it means creating more debris in the space, so what? We will first defend our people.
Absolutely. And sir, help us understand that where does India's space program go from here, from the milestone, the achievement of today?
See, today's capability, this is a capability that yes, we can destroy an asset in space. Now, this is a kind of a deterrence that tomorrow nobody should try to fiddle with our satellites, fiddle with our space-based assets, and at the same time should not try to use the space-based assets against the India. So we can retaliate. Now, as far as the space program is concerned, our bulk of the space program is for the civilian applications, for the benefit of people, for giving them a better life, for agriculture, for economics, for weather monitoring, for communication, for reaching out to outer space, Mars, Moon. So, as already you have seen, we have had Mangalyaan, we have had Chandrayaan. Now the second phase is coming. We are going to send a man in space. So it is a long journey, and we are moving on a fast track.
And sir, final question before I let you go, sir, is about what about a reaction from the Russians and the Americans?
I have not seen Russian reaction, but at the same time, I would say that any country the countries which have themselves done this thing before, they have no right to question us. Whether it is America, whether it is Russia, whether it is China, since they have done it and they have been doing it again and again, and we have done it just once to demonstrate the capability, no such country has any business to point a finger against Bharat.
I absolutely agree with you. Thanks much, Mr. Ravi Gupta, for speaking to us on the story. Let's quickly also get in Ashish Singh with the very latest on this. Ashish, we are putting out those images exclusively for our viewers to see, and also the stepwise details of the entire mission. Take it away. Give us the details.
Thank you, Gauri. As I speak, I'm getting latest updates from the top sources in the DRDO and the PMO, and these visuals actually describe the entire story, how the entire objective was achieved. We have got 3 to 4 different sets of visuals. Our viewers can see those, and I would like to take our viewers exactly one by one in terms of pictures. See, the first picture is of the satellite, the exact Mission Shakti, the ASAT, the anti-satellite BMD that was conducted today at around 11 this morning. And the second picture again is of the same missile that was conducted. The first visual of the entire Mission Shakti operation. The globe that our viewers can see on the screen is basically, if you can just zoom in, and there's going to be one satellite pathway that exactly shows which was the target, the LEO that everyone has been talking about since morning, the low Earth orbit. This particular satellite, we can inform our viewers, was Microsat R. It was launched in 2009 006A, and this is a very specific satellite that was launched for this purpose only, to ensure that whenever we do this operation, it's the redundant satellite which can be targeted in terms of the target practice by the asat BMD, the Mission Shakti. And the other aspect, the visuals we are putting out for our viewers, is the NAVARIA, the Naval Area Warning as it's called, that was issued by the Indian government just few days ago. For the exact quote, I'll read for our viewers. Quote, an experimental flight trial, unquote, between 27th and 30th of March. That was the subject of the email that was issued in terms of NAVARIA, the Naval Area Warning, that was issued by the Indian government to all the ships passing in that particular direction, in that particular region. They should be aware of there is going to be an experimental flight test. At the same time, there is a possibility you can actually track exactly in terms of projection which is going to be the exact direction and tentative area of radius where these debris can fall after the ASAT missile that collides with the Microsat R 2019 satellite, the target satellite which was hit by the ASAT BMD under Mission Shakti. So these are the full visual proofs we are putting out for our viewers. At the same time, our viewers can also read on the bottom ticker the details, how exactly the step-by-step process, minute by minute detail the entire operation was conducted. And I would read for our viewers, these are 10 to 11 different stages how the Mission Shakti was completed. It started at 11:08 this morning, and the destruction of target happened at 11:15 this morning. So in a span of just 7 to 8 minutes, we had the entire Mission Shakti completed. But remember, almost 2 years had gone in the preparation of this particular day that India has put that has put India as the 4th country in this super elite league. Now, the first step was detection of the satellite target. This basically was done by the ASAT BMD missile. It happened around 11:08 hours IST, the Indian Standard Time, exactly at 11:08 hours, 8 past 11 this morning. The classification of the satellite as enemy. As we speak, as I'm describing, this is how the exact sequence that happened in terms of the radar, in terms of the software, in terms of the entire operation. 8:08 when we had detection of the satellite by the ASAT missile, BMD missile of India by DRDO. 30 seconds later, 11:08:30 hours, we had the classification of the satellite as enemy satellite. The clearance to destroy command was given again at the right same moment, 11:08:30. The missile liftoff took place a minute later, 11:09:30 hours, and just after that, the missile first stage separation at 45 kilometer height took place at 11:10:45 hours. Just
Ashish, 10 seconds. Just stay with us. I want to quickly first get in Devika as well, who has the iPad and will, of course, give us more details in terms of these images that we are playing out.
Right, Gauri. So the image that we see on the left side of our screen right now, we have it open on our iPad. I'm going to request our producers to just take it full frame. There we go. So this is the image that Ashish has provided us with, and it's a very crucial image. Now, right here, this microsat R, I'm going to mark it out. This was the target of this particular mission. This is the microsat R satellite. This was, of course, as I mentioned, the target of India's ASAT test. Now, this satellite, this target satellite was, in fact, we've been told, moving northwards towards the Abdul Kalam launch location. So it was moving northwards. Now, as we know, we have, in fact, some place here in Orissa, we have launched a missile from here to hit this particular target missile. So that's exactly what's happened today. Now, let's understand the sort of method that we've used. We've used a kinetic kill method of destruction, in which, of course, the the missile that we launched, it just hits the target in an opposite direction. Of course, it causes the energy of the impact is what causes the destruction. So, of course, no explosives have been used today. It's the energy of the impact that has destroyed this particular target. But, of course, like I said, this becomes very important. It becomes important for us to explain to our viewers what really is the significance of this photograph. Quickly going over the sequence once again. Gauri, this right here was the target. It's somewhere in the Bay of Bengal. It's the microsat R satellite. This was the target. It was moving northwards. And then, of course, we launched somewhere in Orissa. We launched a missile from here. So, of course, somewhere arrived there, and it hit the target. As Ashish was also explaining, within a span of a few minutes, the entire mission was over. At 11:08 a.m. this morning, there was a detection. So, this target right here was detected as per our information at 11:08 a.m. So, at 11:08 a.m., we detected this particular missile right here, and then, of course, we managed to hit that target within a span of a few seconds.
All right, let's go back to Ashish. Ashish, you were talking about, of course, the stepwise details as to how really this mission happened. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Gauri. Now, this is exactly the sequence as described by Devika, and I've been speaking to my sources in the DRDO and the Prime Minister's office, and what they explained to us is that it was not an easy operation, it was not an easy decision. In addition to these 5 to 6 different visual aspects that we are putting out for our viewers, there was a couple of presentations as well that was prepared for Prime Minister Modi and NSA before they decided that if DRDO is ready, they can launch the Operation Mission Shakti, and once we had that completed exactly at 11:15 hours today, 15 past 11 a.m. Today, India became the 4th ever country to be in that super elite league. Now, if you see the entire visuals, the entire process, it's not just the DRDO, it's not just the ISRO. You had multiple agencies involved in the entire process of it, and something of this magnitude, to keep it secret, was one of the prime objectives and the aspects of the entire operation for last 2 years. Remember, Prime Minister Modi had given the green signal to this particular project a couple of years ago, and since then DRDO has been preparing all these things to ensure that these remain extremely secret, and nothing related to preparation goes out. Remember, if we had any information related to this leaked out to the public domain, it would have really created a lot of pressure on India from the international community. So that's the reason why the entire operation was kept extremely secret, and that's when we see these kind of results. I would like to take our viewers again through, for those who have just tuned in, the exact details in terms of pictures and visuals, what we are putting. On the right side of the screen, what viewers can see, that missile structure, which had multiple layers and the stages. This is exactly the ASAT BMD missile that was launched today. The two pictures of it on the right side of the screen for our viewers to see. On the left side, we have the exact track, the satellite path of the microsat R2019-006A satellite. This was the satellite that was targeted, the microsat R2019-006. And the other aspect is the communication that was issued to the all the ships moving in that particular direction. If you can just rotate, I would request our director if we can rotate those pictures as well, the naval area emails as well.
All right, we leave it there, Ashish. Appreciate you giving us those details, those exclusive images. And on that note, a quick break on the show. I return on the other side with Who's Winning 2019 and the star netas who are now making a beeline to join both the BJP and the Congress. Stay tuned.